Hello and welcome back, wonderful life scientists. This is week 10, the very last week of our RPS at home life science lessons, and this is day 1. We're going to be focusing on LS 13A. So let's get started. I hope you guys have been doing well, staying safe, but still also having fun, making sure that we make the best of every day that we have. Let's go. So the 5 E's for week 10. First and foremost, we're going to be watching 2 videos and then looking at a picture. The Galapagos finches video, the animals roaming free during COVID-19 pandemic video. You get to really relate what we're learning here in life science to what's going on around the world. And then lastly, the antelope picture. Second, I'm going to be talking about a biodiversity scavenger hunt. And I'm also going to be sharing with you another activity that you could do with the Hula biodiversity sampling. Third, you're going to be watching videos on adaptations and natural selection. And then with 4 and 5 is going to be a writing prompt on why biodiversity matters to you, matters to us as human beings, and matters to this world. And then a Legends of Learning playlist on natural selection and adaptations. Let's get going. So for day 1, our engage and our explore day, here's what we have to hit. 2 videos and that antelope picture, and then the biodiversity scavenger hunt or that hula hoop biodiversity sampling. Remember, at this point, make sure that you have your student workbooks handy throughout all of this video and all the activities, so that way you can write your notes and write your thoughts down as well. As always, we are going to look at our See, Think, Wonder charts. When you're watching this video or looking at the pictures coming forward, I want you to tell me what you see. Tell me what you think about after watching this video or looking at the picture, and then tell me what you wonder after watching this video or looking at the picture at the very end. Let's get started. All these birds and all of this plant life too, they all look amazing. Beautiful. Okay. For this next video, this is a current event that's happening right now as we all have to stay at home or we all have to social distance. Not many of us are outside, especially during that first month of just absolute quarantine, making sure that we stay safe and making sure that we stop the spread of the coronavirus. Well, while we were doing that, other animals took the opportunity to roam free. Let's go watch.
At Yosemite National Park in the northern part of the state of California, a bear ambles fearlessly across a forest glade, and a herd of deer stroll down an empty road. The park, famed for its waterfalls and giant sequoia trees, normally attracts more than 3 million visitors a year. But since it closed to tourists under coronavirus guidelines, normally shy animals are venturing out.
If you were to be there in person, it is quite a sight because it's very quiet right now in the park. You hear the natural sounds of the river and the wildlife and the birds.
From elephants taking a stroll in a suburb in India to a young puma on the streets of Santiago, Chile, wild animals are being spotted in the unlikeliest places. Professor Sarah Bekasi explains.
A lot of these species have been existing on the periphery of cities, but because the threats that they typically experience, the traffic, the noise, the air pollution and the conflict with people have been dramatically reduced from the self-isolation that we're all having to experience. These animals have been emboldened to actually re-enter these places.
That's certainly the case in Great Britain, where residents in lockdown in a London suburb have been enjoying regular visits by a herd of friendly deer.
My little girl thinks that Santa sent the reindeers because we're all locked down, so he can keep an eye on everyone and make sure everyone's safe.
Would you like another one? In Italy, a Tuscan family adopted a fawn that considers itself part of the family.
He's at the front door again this morning and we went for a walk again. He spent the day with us yesterday and he just joined us pretty much in everything.
But not all wildlife encounters have been so friendly. In the Israeli city of Haifa, where the coronavirus is keeping residents indoors, wild boars have swarmed into people's gardens.
Hello!
Onto deserted streets, rooting through garbage and spooking residents.
They are all around here and we are terrifying that they will bring us corona or other disease.
The coronavirus lockdown has brought out wildlife in other parts of Israel as well. In Tel Aviv, packs of jackals have taken over a deserted park, scavenging for food in what is normally a playground. But some residents are taking it all in stride.
Usually these animals are not doing anything to people, to pets. People has to understand that they are going to stay with us. They were before, and they are going to stay after us.
I really hope that this time in self-isolation, when we're actually seeing these remarkable things happen in our cities, will awaken us to the fact that we can share our spaces with wildlife. And it's enchanting and it's beautiful and it's something that we should desire.
In these days of uncertainty, self-isolation may be an ideal time to reflect on how we share the earth with other creatures. Julie Tabo, VOA News.
Hope you enjoyed that video. Make sure that you are writing down your thoughts in your See, Think, Wonder charts. And now we're going to move on to our last picture this time. And this picture is of the cob antelope. In my eyes, they are looking like they are a part of maybe some competition going on here. But I won't say more. That's just one of the things that I thought about while looking at this picture. So, on to the optional activity for this week. The first one, because we do have two, the first one's going to be about the biodiversity scavenger hunt. Now, on the screen, you're going to see the instructions that you can see in your student workbook, but I'll read the first one out loud to you. The world around us is home to many different organisms. The variety of life on Earth is called biodiversity. So, your job for this scavenger hunt is just to head outside, following safety guidelines, of course, and either locate a nice spot to sit down or go on a short walk. Second, observe your surrounding area for any and all living things that you can see. Third, collect data by writing down each type of organism that you can find. As a bonus, using your computer, your tablet, your phone, or any smart device, do some research to narrow down the exact species of organism you were looking at outside, and update your notes with their scientific name. I've given you a list down below, as you can see in that chart, so that way you can complete it within your student workbook. But of course, while you're outside, feel free to jot it down on a notebook, on a piece of paper. If you have a clipboard, that'd be cool too, or even just a book so that way you can write on top of. Now on to the next activity. So this is the one for if you have a hula hoop at home, now's a great time to use it in the name of science. This is the hula hoop biodiversity sampling activity. So this is the activity that you can use to sample the biodiversity found within the hula hoop that you have. As you can see to your right, the first thing that you're going to look at in terms of the documents once you click there is the hula hoop survey. On this page, what I want you to do is that I want you to take your hula hoop, go outside, find a nice spot, just like with the first biodiversity activity, but instead I want you to throw this hula hoop out. Once you get to that spot in which you threw your hula hoop, I want you to draw anything and everything that you see in there. Plants, animals like small insects.
Even rocks, dirt, minerals, anything that you find within your hula hoop. Now, underneath the circle, I want you to make observations. Remember to give me quantitative observations and qualitative observations.
Now, what's next for day 2? For day 2, you will hear and learn more about the scientific terms that are associated with LS13A. You will also be writing and typing your notes down as you watch and review the presentation. I hope you guys have a great day. I hope you guys have a great start to your last week of RPS at home. And I'll see you again soon on the next video. Bye-bye.